Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
To yeah, so to prepare some material it took some time. Um, just let me connect to my hotspot, otherwise it's not working properly. Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. Have we discussed on DFS and BFS earlier to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So we have practiced also, right? So one or two problems I think we have practiced in the section, right?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, the next topic we are going into is the shortest path algorithm. So, there are two algorithms, but at present we can have Dijkstra in our algorithmic set, right? The shortest path algorithmic set. The other one might be Warshal. But we don't know whether this is included into the portion or not. But if we have time, we can discuss about that. Anyway, today we can finish this one. We might have time so that we can also discuss on Warshal algorithm also. And I have to say about Krishkal also. So prims and Krishkals are both the spanning tree, minimum spanning tree. Of course, both are very easy as we have discussed previously. Uh, Now we are going into the shortest path algorithm. This is the last algorithm that was included into the graphs. So, the first type of shortest path algorithm that we are going into is Dijkstra. Actually, you see some J here, right? Some J here, but it is not actually J. So until I went to the European country, the Scandinavian country, I don't know that this is called Yo in their country. Maybe he belongs to some Scandinavian language. I don't know. He might have migrated to America or any other country, but they call it as U, and this is not J according to them. So in my BTech, we used to call why the people used to say Dijkstra, Dijkstra. It is Dijkstra, Dijkstra. So I used to call it as Dijkstra, Dijkstra because I don't know because J is there. J is not even silent actually. So some of our names will have some silent letters, right? But still, it is not silent actually. So how they pronounce it like Diokstra, Diokstra. So if we pronounce it fast, it may be something like Dijkstra, okay, Diokstra. So he proposed an algorithm which is for the shortest path algorithm, which looks very easy. That is the reason why I am discussing it first and compared to the other one. So where do the shortest path algorithms be used? It is generally used in the GPS systems that you have. So when you are touring yourself around India or the world, there might be some GPS system showing you what is the real shortest path to you to go to your destination. Imagine this A, B, C, D are all what we say places. You want to visit some place D. For example, from A, if I'm starting, and if I'm going through B, C, and D, then how many kilometers? If the units are kilometers here, for example, so 9 and 10 kilometers I have to reach here. Okay, so for example, if I want to go from A to B, which is 2 kilometers, B to F, which is 1 kilometer, F to E, which is 3 kilometers, by then how much? 6 kilometers are there, and this is 8 and 9. I think this is 1 kilometer less. I think, right? Because when you come from A to B, B to F, F to E, E to C, and C to D, this occupies only 9. When you try to come here like this, A to B, B to C, and C to D, it occupies 10 kilometers. Generally, we prefer this one. This is the shortest path. And this is how the algorithm calculates the number of places. And you can see that every junction is marked in your GPS, right? So remember that the places are nothing but the nodes, and the roads in between the places are the edges. See, in our real life, everything that we consider as graph. See, when in my childhood, my grandfather, I used to observe my grandfather whenever a new person comes and asks some address or something. How he used to say that. Nowadays, we say simply we send WhatsApp. Even my parents also use that technology, but my grandfather doesn't know the technology, right? But he roamed around India. He got a lot of knowledge about India, each and everything. And the irony is that one day I was awarded as the best CSI student coordinator award, and so to receive it, I have to go to Coimbatore. So I went to my grandfather. Even though I have GPS, sometimes I don't believe GPS correctly, because sometimes only 50% will be correct. Because I have a small, ఒక అనుభవం అయితే ఉంది నాకు. I went to Kolkata along with my wife to attend some conference. That day, we are just going to Port Guest House because my father is working in the port. So I told the taxi guy to drop us near the Port Guest House, and he dropped near a park which is there near to us, because it was near the guest house is near to Victoria Mahal, I think. So he dropped there, and from there I was just working out using GPS to find out Port Guest House, because the driver doesn't know where it is. So we are moving here and there, and you know what I made? Due to the GPS confusion, sometimes GPS is not good actually. Due to that confusion, I made my wife run here and there, up, down, and downstream, and finally she sat one at some point, and she said that if you find, then only I will come. This is what some embarrassing situation I have faced due to GPS. So sometimes we have to believe the humans also. So I went to my grandfather one day, and I was asking him how to visit this place and this place, because I'm going to Coimbatore. And he told every road correctly. He went 40 years earlier to Coimbatore as a part of excursion, and he still remembers that. See the memory that he has, and most of our grandfathers used to have. We are now spoiling our brains because we are seeing YouTubes, that this cinema and everything. We are completely addicted to the mobile. We are dependent on machines. We are not using our brains, but they use that. So whatever route he has told, it is exactly the same after 40 years also. That means India did not change too much. Only some maybe individual houses are collapsed, and some new buildings have come up. That's all. The roads, the planning, everything is the same. Nothing has been changed much. So whenever he used to say the addresses, he used to describe it like graph. In my childhood, I never know that, right? He used to say, at this point, this is our house. go here, you will have Kshatriya Kalyana Mandapam, go down and you turn like this and you will have Allur Sitaram Raju statue, and you go like this, you will find HB Conley. Like this, he used to say. You see, actually this looks like a graph, right? So most of the time in our real life, we look everything into graph, our relations, like for example, your Facebook, network connectivity, your entire computer is connected from one network, one node to the other node, your postal offices, your railway network, your road network, everything in this world is connected with graph. So people sort of doing this type of graph oriented mathematics also. Simple mathematics doesn't solve your graph problems. So this comes under your discrete mathematics that you have to remember, as I told you earlier. So graphs play an important role in our human life, day-to-day life. So most scientists worked on some algorithms which can help us. I think Dijkstra has worked a lot longer ago. Now it is being used in our latest technology GPS sometimes. I don't say that they are using only Dijkstra algorithm, but we have the shortest path algorithm that we have. Right, let us go into this algorithm. How it actually works. Right, this is our starting point. So from this, what are directly connected? Can you tell me?
B and F, sir.
Yes, B and F. So how many weight that is there when you come to B? So how much of weight that takes to come to B?
2, sir.
2, correct? Because it is direct approach. How much of weight it tells you to come to F?
4, sir.
4 is correct, because they are directly connected. How much of weight it takes to go to C?
9, sir.
How can you say? Why can't the other way? Maybe this is also there, right? 2 plus 1, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 7, 8. This is also less root, right? So why can't I write 8? Why should I write 9? So that means to approach a particular place, you have number of ways to approach. And we don't know which one is correct. Our target is to find out the shortest path. See here you can see that A to B is mostly shortest. I don't know A to F is shortest or not, but what is the direct approach that I wrote directly? But I don't have any direct approach to C. So at this current point, I need to write infinite because I don't know. How many kilometers I don't know. From here, if I can directly reach to a place, I know how many kilometers I take, but from this, I don't know how many kilometers I can take for C. So for D, infinite, for E, infinite. Remember, from one node to the other node, if you can reach directly, write down the weight directly first. And remaining all weight should be written infinite because they cannot be reached directly from A. I can take from any point. I can take from B, I can take from A. And remember, Dijkstra algorithm is mostly effective on directed graphs. If you, for example, you might ask me, sir, what about undirected graph? Yes, this is undirected graph, right? There are no arrows. You can reach from A to B and B to A in 2 weight. So I can convert it into directed graph like this. So one point I'm connecting with this arrow, the other point I'm connecting with this arrow. So this does mean the directed graph like this. That means from A to B you can reach at 2 weight, from B to A also you can reach at 2 weight. That's the same meaning here also, right? So if you have any undirected graph and ask it to find out any shortest path algorithm, then you can convert it into direct and you can move it. Okay. So mostly effective on the directed graph. So our target is now A. We are starting from A and I need to reach to every other node. So what is the shortest path to reach C? What is the shortest path to reach D? What is the shortest path to reach E, F, B? This is what I want. Now, let's consider this one. Among 2 and 4, the 2 is the shortest one, right? So I will come here. I will come here. Basically, you need to understand that first of all, you choose the shortest way. That is B. Among 4 and 2, like you're spanning tree only, you are coming to B. And you know you need to apply this formula. I will tell you what this formula is. If your starting destination is mu or u and your ending destination is v, that means remember like this. You are already coming from A to B with 2 as weight. From here, you want to reach F. So you want to compare whether the direct reaching of F is nearer or indirect reaching of F is nearer. So I'm doing everything. Like for example, I'm going from A to B, and from B I'm looking if I can go to F or C or E and D, because it is having the minimum weight until now. So later on I will compare. Let's see. We have 4 initially. To reach F, we know that we are reaching at 4 units. To reach B, we have 2 units. So from B, let's see whether we can reach F or C or something, whatever it might be. So if it is U and this is V, what is D of V? D of V in the sense is it is the distance of V, something you can consider. What is that one? What is the value that I can write here? What is this? What is this I have written here? What is the number?
2.
2. So D of U should be 2. What should be D of V then?
4.
4. Because our V is here. I have written clearly. So D of V is 4. Then the C, the connectivity of U and V, that means this is U and this is V. The connectivity of U and V is 1. So U comma V is 1. So if this condition is satisfied, because 3 is less than 4, then you have to say, this is an if condition. You measure this if condition. If it is correct, then you have to go inside and say D of V is equal to D of U plus C of U comma V. So that means D of V is equal to 3. So rub it out. So you can strike off this 4, strike off this 4 and write 3 instead. That means this is the latest shortest path that we had. To reach F, we can reach with 3 units, not 4 units. That is simple, right? Okay. So now take this F for example. From anywhere you can go. That's not a wish. So for example, to reach F, you can reach at 3. You can reach at 3 units. Now coming to this infinite. Now let's, for example, want to go to E. So from A to E. Already we know that from A to F we can reach at 3, and from here maybe we want to go to E. Let us see how much it will take. Already we have 3 here, right? Okay. Now tell me what will it take? I'll write the same formula again. Now this is our U and this is our V. Now tell me, what is D of U?
3, sir.
D of U is 3. Okay. Plus what is C of UV? What is C of UV?
3, sir.
3, because this is C of UV, the edge. So remember, this is node 1 plus edge of node 1 comma node 2, and this is node 2. Remember this. You can simply say n1 plus E of n1 comma n2, edge of n1 comma n2, and this is n2. The destination is n2. Is less than how much you got here? D of V?
Infinite.
Infinite. Is 6 less than infinite or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So naturally you have to strike off this infinite and then write down what is the answer? 6. Because 3 plus 3 is 6. So we have this 3 plus 3, 6. That means from A to E, you can reach from A to B, B to F, and F to E. Okay? Right. Let's now consider this one. Now from B we will consider. We can take any random node. So from F we can go to E. That's fine. From B let us see. How much is B? For example, if you consider this as U, I want to reach C. So that means from A, I want to reach C via B. So now tell me, according to the formula, what will happen? Now tell me, what is D of U?
2, sir.
2. What is edge of N1 comma
7,
N2?
sir.
7 less than infinite. So 9 less than infinite. That's true. So what should I do now?
Strike of infinite and replace with 9.
Write 9 there. Fine, that's good. So from E, okay, that's finished. C also we can write down. Okay, wherever you want, you can go. Like from E, I can start. From C, I can start. So from A to D, if I want to go and via BC, so how much I will get? Again, apply the same formula. So this time, this is U and this is V. Now let's write down what will happen. So what is D of U? What is D of U?
9, sir.
9. What is C of U comma V?
1, sir.
1 less than infinite. So 10 less than infinite. So naturally, you have to strike off this one, and instead of this, you have to replace it with 10. Okay. So that means from A to D via BC, you can reach at 10. Okay, fine. Let us see whether we can reach from A to B, B to F, F to E, E to C, and C to D. Fine. So up to E we have come. Now from E I want to check. So what I will do now? I will take E as U. This is U and this is V. So if I want to reach C via BFE, now let us see what will happen. Up to E we got 6 units. So now tell me what is according to the formula. What is D of U?
6, sir.
6 plus what is C of UV?
2, sir.
2, because this is V, the C's node is V and E's node is U. So D of U is 6. The connection between the edge between U and V, that means E and C is 2, is less than 9 or not? Because 8 is less than 9. So what should I do now?
Replace 9 with 8.
Yes. Replace 9 with 8. So that means you can now understand that from A to C, I can reach at minimum kilometer 8 via B, F, E and come to C. Indirectly, it is showing like that. Instead of directly coming from A to B and B to C, it is having less kilometers. Okay. So up to C we have come here. So B came 2. For F it is 3. You can reach from A to E with 6 units. You can reach from A to C with 8 units. Now let us look into the last node from A to D. So let us come to C here and C there is a small change with C, right? Now again we look into C as U. Anything you can take. So because there is 2 ways like this. From E to D we can reach, from C to D also we can reach. Let us look into both the ways. From C to D, can you tell me what will be there with the values? If C is U and D is V, tell me now.
8, sir.
8 plus
1.
1 less than 10. So that means 9 less than 10. That's true, right? Okay. Let us go with E. Check out with E. Tell me what I need to do with E to D.
6, 5.
So our U is 6 plus C of UV 5, because E to D 6 plus 5 less than 10. Is it true? What is 6
No,
plus
sir.
5? 11.
11.
Not less than 10. So I prefer this route. So that means I can reach to D. Okay, initially 10, right? So I will strike off. I can reach to D with 9. So see, slowly I have rubbed infinite values and I am coming to the latest value. Now you can look into, if I rub it, So see, from A to F, even though I can reach directly with 4 units, still I have a minimum value of 3 units. How? From A to B and B to F, right? To E, I can reach this way, A to F and F to E, but this is 7. But if I can reach from A to B, B to F and F to E, it takes only 6 units. So I prefer this one. This is the shortest path. So I can map it somewhere. This is how the GPS maps. From A to C, I can reach 2 plus 7, 9. But still I have other way. A to B, B to F, F to E and E to C. So I have come with 8. A to D, I can reach like this. A to F, F to E. So until now we got 7, right? 7 plus 5 is 12. We can reach by 12. We can also reach like this, A to B, B to F, F to E and E to D. It occupies 11. But what is the shortest path? A to B, B to F, F to E, E to C and C to D is the shortest path because we got 9. So these are the shortest distances that we can go through from the target node. That's how the Dijkstra algorithm works. Okay. So you can take any node. From any node, you can take and write down. So before going to the next one, I will repeat the same thing again so that you can understand.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, aren't we actually just calculating the weights to that path and just finding which is the shortest way? Like, what is this formula is actually doing that only, right, sir?
What is this formula actually?
So this formula is actually finding it is calculating all the routes possible to that particular destination, and then it is finding the shortest weight sum.
Yes, correct.
So can't we directly just add them and find it which is the shortest, or we need to use the formula, sir?
Yeah, we can do it. But the problem is that algorithmic approach is important, right? For solving a program, Using a program, we have to solve it, for example. So it's a mathematical formula that actually does, that's all. It's a weight, that's all. So you can also say W of U, the edge of U comma V and all. This is a mathematical formula. Because they want some theoretical formula, they have invented this one. Yeah, casually, if you see, you can find out, right? But for example, if you are blind, I'm blindfolding you. How do you know that which is the shortest path? Imagine that you are blindfolded. Mathematics is like that only. You cannot see something which can be estimated using mathematics. So there is a black hole, from our ancient days, people used to understand that there should be a black hole. But using mathematics, they have derived it. And recently only we can see that black hole is there with our, latest telescopes using some light deflection or so. I think you read this news. I don't know. But
Yes, sir.
mathematically, we have done it. So, for example, Saurit, you imagine like you are blindfolded. You are just, you are touching A. You understand that this is A. And you are touching B. And in between also, you are touching the edge as 2. Okay, you will immediately write down that I can reach it as 2. From A to F, you are writing it as B. So, you are not seeing the entire graph here. Because we have vision, we can directly understand, okay, I can go from A to B, B to F, E to C, and C to D. But I cannot understand like that if I'm blindfolded. The computer is like that. The maths are like that. So unless you reach that particular one, you don't know what and how you can reach. So that is the reason we apply this formula, and algorithmically we are solving this one. I hope you understand, Sorit.
Yes.
Okay, again we will look into this. So a small practice. I don't know. Today my entire throat is getting dried up. I'm unable to speak purely. Okay. So let us take that we are starting at A again. From A, I can reach to B as 2. So for example, I will go with a small table. This is also important. This is also the other method that you can solve. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. Now let us see what will happen. From A to B, tell me how many things that I can go through. What is the unit I can go through?
2, sir.
2. From A to C, is there any direct connection?
Infinite.
Infinite. From A to D, no direct connection, infinite. From A to E, infinite. F,
4, sir.
4. So which one is the minimum among them?
A to B, sir.
A to B. So I will select this. That means at this current position, I have selected B. Now underline it. So from B, I want to look into C, D, E, F. Let us see how I can go. So drop down the same thing here. 2. Now let us see. From B to C. From B to C, it is 7, right? So 2 plus 7, because we have 2 here, right? 2 plus 7. Already we have 2, and we have an edge between B and C as 7. So 2 plus 7, 9. 9 less than infinity or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we write 9 here. Okay, now B to D, any direct connection?
No, sir.
No, so we
Infinity.
drop down the infinite there. B to E, any direct connection? No, so we directly drop down the same infinite. B to F,
1, sir.
1, okay, fine, but what is the weight that you have? Because our destination, our starting point is always A. So from A to B, you reached it to 2. So you have to take the
3.
calculation of A also. So now, what is the number I need to write to reach from B to F?
E, sir, as it is less than 4.
Yes, Because you got already 2 plus 1 the edge is 3, which is less than the previous 4. So this time I will write 3. Right? So instead of 4, I am replacing it with 3. That means from A to F, I can reach at 3. So remember, our starting point is always A. But what is the minimum that we have selected and from where we have to go? Via. This is called via. So we will say, right, we can go to Madilpalam via complex. Right? So the destination is Madilpalam. We start at Gopalapatnam and via complex we want to go. There are different routes to go to Madilpalam, but via complex. So you need to understand that from Gopalapatnam to complex you occupy certain kilometers. That should be calculated along with complex to Madilpalam kilometer, right? The same thing happens here. We are telling that this via, so that means from A to B we reached at 2. Via B, if we want to reach to F, so that 2 plus 1 should be calculated. That's what I have done. So 3, which is less than the direct connection, 4. Okay, among this, which is the minimum? This is already selected. Don't consider this one. Among the things, which is minimum?
Yes, sir.
3 is minimum, right? Now, that means we have selected F here, right? Now drop down the same things what are already selected. We don't want them into our consideration. This is finally selected because this is already the shortest path. And let's see. Can we go from F to C? Hello?
No direct connection, sir.
So no direct connection, 9 is better until now. Can we go from F to D?
No, sir.
No. So this is infinite like that. See, like this you have to see from A to F and F to D. So the path is like this from A to F and this one from A to F and E. So like that you need to consider from A to F and F. So nothing is there because it's selected. Earlier you see from A to B, B to C, like this we have seen. Next A to B and B to B, B to C, C to D, and like this we are seeing. So see like this. So A to B, B to D, A to B, B to E, A to B, B to F. The same thing now. A to F, F to B, A to F, F to C, A to F, F to D, like that. Now, F to E, what is F already? F we have 3, right? What is F to E? What is E there? Infinite. What is the edge connection between F to E?
3, sir.
3. So add them. How much answer you got?
6, sir.
6 less than infinite, the previous value, right? This is the previous
Yes.
value. So we can write 6 here. That's all. Right. Among these, which one is the minimum?
E, sir.
E. Okay. So we come to this. Select that one. So in this, we have selected E. Right? We have selected E. Now see. Now drop down all the things like this. 2. So we have selected B. Sorry, the drop down these things like that. 6. Drop down this one also. Now tell me. E to C. Can you reach E to C?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is E earlier? 6. What is the difference between E to C?
2, sir.
2. So 6 plus 2, 8. 8 less than 9 or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So instead of 9, this time I will write 8. Okay. And what is the next one? E to D. Can you reach E to D?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can reach. Tell me. What is the E's value?
6.
6. And what is the edge between E and D?
Right, sir.
5. So 6 plus 5, 11. 11 less than infinity or not?
True, sir.
Yes, so we write 11 there. Okay. Among 8 and 11, which one is minimum?
C, sir. 8.
So we select 8. So in this case, we are selecting C. So from C we need to go. Now from A to C and C to the final one D. That's how we need to reach. So I am drawing it here. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay? C. So already we got 2 as the shortest path. To reach C, 8 as the shortest path. Still D, it is not the shortest path. 6 and 3. Okay. Now we selected actually C. Now we want to go to the next line. Okay. So drop down all the things which are selected already because these are the shortest path. 6 and 3. So finally we got only D. So now tell me what is the C's value already? 8. Right? Because you can see 8 is the shortest path. From C to D, how much we need to go through?
9, sir.
9. So 8 plus the edge C to D 1 is 9, which is less than the previous value 11. So you put 9. So this is your final answer. That means from A to B, you can reach at 2 units. From A to C, you can reach at 8 units. From A to D, you can reach at 9 units. From A to E, you can reach at 6 units. From A to F, you can reach at 3 units. This is your final answer that you will get. Okay? I hope you understand. This is the other way that you can do. If you don't want to work directly with the diagram and you get confusion, this is the other way that you can get because it's very simple. The algorithm is very simple. First of all, you in the first line you will write what are the direct connections. Among them, you choose the minimum one. Okay, after choosing it, you want to go via. So from A to B and B to C, D, E, F. So like that, if you see, you drop down already selected because this is minimum, and you now go to B to C, B to D, B to E, and B to F. Among this, you selected this one. So that means you drop down 3 and 2 like this. And because we selected F latest, you need to go F to C, F to D, F to E. Remaining are these 3, right? So when you see like you got 9, infinity and 6. Among these things, you select 6. So that means E. So from your destination is now via E. So you can go from A to E. A to E in the sense how you go to E. A to B, B to F and F to E maybe. So via E, how much distance you take to travel to the remaining things like C and D. So you got these numbers. So it's very simple for you to write down the algorithm. Okay. Now I will give you another one. You have to tell me how do you do that. So this is the one I am giving to you. Please come up with the solution. Write down the same type of table and do it easily. I will give you 50 minutes of or 20, 50 minutes you take. Carefully write down using the table. If there is any doubt, you can ask me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Saurit, tell me.
Sir, is it 4365 for BCDE?
Okay, if you have your answer, let us wait for another 3 to 4 minutes. Let the people complete, and I will come up with the solution. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what will happen now. Okay, from A, what are the direct connections that we have?
B and C.
Okay, B and C. So we have 10 and C is 3. Okay, D.
Infinity.
Okay, infinity. Right, we will write down all the things that are not direct as white color. So infinite. That's correct. So among these things, which are minimum? Which is the minimum one?
C, sir, 3.
3.
Okay. So let's drop down 3 itself here also, and now we can be sure that we have selected C. Okay. So now the next things are all via C. Okay. Now tell me, now we know that from A to C we can go with the minimum weight of 3. Okay, now C to B. So that means A to B via C. Now tell me,
7, sir.
C to
7, sir.
7 because you have A to C is 3 and 3 C to B is 4, right? So that means 3 plus 4 7, which is less than 10. So we select this one. Okay. Okay. So let us select this one. Hmm, let's write something like this. 7. And this one is, now tell me, C to D.
11, sir.
7.
C to D is 7. C to D I am asking.
11, sir.
11, sir.
11. Yes, correct. So we will go with 11. Okay. C to E,
5, sir.
5.
5. Because the 5 is less than infinite, so we can select 5. Okay. I got this one. So among these things, which one is minimum?
E, sir, 5.
5.
So we select this. So let us drop down all the minimum weights directly. So that means we are coming from, we are selecting E. Okay, via CE. So now let us go with EB. Is there any direct connection with EB?
No, sir.
No. Okay, let us drop 7 like that. ED, latest E that we have is 5. So that means imagine this is 5. 5 plus 7,
7, 12.
11. 5 plus 11, 5, 7 also 11. So I think the same thing that we can drop. No change.
5 plus 7 is 12, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, 12. 12. But I think 12 is.
Yes, it's greater than 11.
So yes, this is correct. We drop 11 only because we don't want to go via E. We are going only via C. So it's very easy to reach via C to D. Okay, because we have a less value 11 instead of going from A to C, C to E, and E to D. Okay. Now, which one do you select among these things? Which one is the minimum, 7 or 11?
7, sir, B.
Okay, we select B. So we select B here. So drop down all the selections. 7, 3, 11, 5. I think everything is good, but now let us see B to D. How much
9, sir.
B to D is? Because already B is 7. So let us say that B is already 7. So 7 we write, 7 plus 2 is 9. So 9 is less than 11. So we can write 9 here instead of 11. So drop down all these things, 9, 5. So this is the final answer. So from A to B, you can reach at 7 units. A to C you can reach at 3 units. From A to D you can reach at 9 units. From A to E you can reach at 5 units. So these are the shortest distances that you can reach. I hope you understand. Right? So now let's go to the next one. This is the other graph. This is the third level graph I am giving.
So your starting point is A, right?
Yes, the starting point is A.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, if there are two minimum levels at the same level, then what should we do?
we got two minimum levels at the same. No, if you have the same minimum thing, then you put the same thing. That's not a difficult thing to do that. For example, earlier we have done, right? By mistake, I said that 7 plus 5 is something like 11 or something, right? So if already previous thing is 11 and this one is also 11, okay, any root that you can choose. So you write down the minimum value as 11 only. Did you understand?
So like in the first level, if we consider A to B is 20 and A to G is 20, then what should we do? Like,
Anything that you can choose, either B or G, whatever you want.
okay.
But see carefully that arrow marks because A to G is something like we got to 90, right? And G to A is only 20. See those arrows.
Yes. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, going from A to E seems like impossible. Like,
Yes, it's if it's impossible, it's only infinite. That means you can never reach the destination. It's always one way.
okay, sir. So we can leave it infinite only.
Yes, we can leave it infinite. Yeah. Okay, now let us solve this one also. Let's see. I will put everything black and only the infinite red. Okay. So tell me A to B.
20, sir.
20. Okay, good. A to C.
Finite.
Infinite. Okay, first of all, we write all the numbers which can be possible. A to D.
80.
80. A to E. Infinite.
Infinite.
Right? A to F.
This also infinite.
Infinite. A to G. 90.
90.
A to H. Infinite. Okay, let me write all the infinite with this one. Okay, right. So among these things, which one shall we select?
B, sir. 20.
B 20. So now drop down B 20 like this. Yes. B to C, infinite. Okay, same infinite can be dropped. No direct connection. B to D. So
80, sir.
there is no direct connection. The same thing can be dropped. B to E.
Blanks infinite.
Yeah. B to E is also not possible. So this is also infinite. B to F.
30.
Yes. Because 20 plus 10, 30. Because the edge is 10 and the B here is 20. So 20 plus 10, 30. So to F we can reach at 30. It's 30. B to G,
No
90.
direct connections. So 90.
indirect. So 90. B to H also infinite because there is no direct connection. Okay. Now among these, which one shall we select?
F, sir.
F.
30.
F. Okay. So let us drop down these things. 20, 30, right. And we have selected F. Okay. Now F to C.
40.
40.
Yes. So whatever the F that is there, 30 plus 10, 40. Okay. So we can go with 40. 40 less than infinity. So 40. Right. F to D.
70.
70.
70. Okay. F to E.
Infinite.
Infinite.
Okay. Let us go with infinite. Hmm. So next F to G.
90.
No direct connections. So
No direct connection. So 90 is better. F to H.
Infinite.
infinite. So
Infinite. Okay. Right. So among these things, which one shall we select?
C, sir. 40.
40.
40. So C we will select. Okay. Now drop down all the things that are already selected. 40 and 30. Okay. Now C to D.
50.
Yes. C to D is C is already 40 and to D we got 10. So 60 is better. So 60 is less than 70. Replace 60. Okay.
Sir, 50, sir.
50, sir.
I'm sorry. 50. Okay, 50. Hmm. Now C to E,
Infinite.
Infinite.
it's always infinite. Okay. C to G,
Same, sir. 90.
90.
C to H,
60.
yes, that C is already having 40 and 40 plus the edge 20 is nothing but 60. So 60 is less than infinite, so we just replace with 60. Right. And among this, which one shall we select?
50. D.
D. So we select D now. So drop down all the selections that are before because these are all infinite. 30. Ah. D to E, I think this is infinite because we know that to E which we cannot reach. D to G.
70.
So already what is D? 50. 50 plus 20. 70. So 70 less than 90. This is better, right? So that means from A to D we can come. No. Okay. From anywhere we can come to D, and D to G we can come. That means it happens to be 70. So instead of direct connection, indirect connection is having less units when compared to that. Okay. D to H,
60, sir.
60.
60. Because the other thing is more, we don't have any direct connection. Okay, right. Among these things, which one shall we select?
H,
H.
sir, 60.
H. We shall select H. Drop down all the things that are before. 50, 30, and 60. Yeah. So H to E definitely should.
Infinite.
H to G also the same value because there is no direct connection. We go to only 70. So finally, these are the things. So we got A to B to B 20, A to C we can reach at 40. We don't know what are the nodes we are getting, but we found out we can also keep the track of all the nodes. But we found out that this is the less weight that we can go through. A to D we got to 50. A to E we got to infinite. A to F we got to 30. A to G we got to 70, and A to H we got to 60. So these are the minimum weights that you can go through for the shortest path algorithm. So I think you might have some practice now. By this time you might have understood how we are getting into. So take few other examples from the internet and try to figure out yourself. Okay, there are some standard graphs which can make you have a good practice about it. Okay, then we will leave for today. Take rest for some time before you attend the next class. Bye bye.